Okay.
Would Nathan Prescott please come to the front office? Thank you.
200 DPI.
Sorry, I need to lower the DPI. Let's actually... Right, check if there's anything else of note. And there are a couple of things of note. I can't remember what I've left off, but I will check. As far as the sorts of things that came to my mind in the meantime, if that may happen to be a meantime to you, doesn't matter. The sort of things that came to my mind are basically as follows. I know why our unfortunate protagonist annoys me, and that's for the... I guess either a variety of reasons or a singular reason that can take a while to explain. So I won't belabor the point all that much. But my idea and understanding is that as far as I can tell, and I don't use this term lightly, she's immature. I can understand the sorts of behavior, mindset, vocabulary, etc., everything being perfectly fine and then inappropriate, possibly at the age of 12 to 14 or something. But she's 18. She's an adult at this particular point. I know nominatively, but still. When do adventures of an adult woman begin exactly? Do they actually begin before the menopause? Think about it. In her 30s? Mid-20s? When? Does a woman actually begin at any particular point? Hypothetically, women mature faster than men do. You can't see that in Maxine, not by a lot. It's not that I don't necessarily remember being young. Actually, that might very well be the exact opposite problem. I think I remember all too well. And I do remember that at that particular point in time, I would look down upon this exact type of person. Which may be the reason for this visceral reaction. It's not that this is all foreign to me. Because then I'd presumably be open-minded and figure, oh, okay, this is something I don't know about. Let me immerse myself in it. No! This is familiar and it's pathetic. Better yet, I know what it's like to be a freshman at university. And let me tell you, this is not exactly my experience. Which isn't to say that my experience has to be universal. But, my goodness, is this annoying for a variety of reasons. And my experience was... yes, walking through the halls and hearing people have conversations on Wittgenstein and Aristotle. It was something, as far as I understand it, quite unique, perhaps. Perhaps quite unusual. Maybe I am not the best arbiter, because my experiences are so vastly different, so completely detached from everything, especially the cultural context involved over here. So perhaps I have to resign myself to this fate. I will try not to be particularly mean to Maxine. I understand that she's got her limitations. And to the best of my ability, from this point on, I promise you, I will not harp on her more than I feel absolutely necessarily compelled to be true to myself, my feelings, and my thoughts. I'll not be unnecessarily mean-spirited. As hard as it may be. I'll give her a chance. All right, Maxine. Once again, you have a chance. Do not fail me. When did I leave off? I do remember Major Groundhog Deja Vu. Somehow I was able to actually run time. Yes, you were. I know the only way to find out if I was having a breakdown was to go back to the bathroom and see if I could save that girl from Nathan this time. I had no idea how either. I just knew I couldn't live with myself if I let her die again. I escaped Jefferson this time by knowing exactly how to answer his questions and rushed to the bathroom. I hid in the corner again, and I couldn't believe it when Nathan showed up, freaking out all over again. Then the girl came into the bathroom, and before Nathan could shoot her, I smashed open the ancient fire alarm and scared both of them away. Victory! Until I got grilled by the security chief. David Madsen, who thinks he's Chuck Norris, Blackwell Ranger. Nathan Prescott almost kills a girl in the bathroom, but no. I'm the problem. You kind of are the problem, and he's... You're wonderful, Maxine. You really do have a special gift, but at the same time you did pull a fire alarm, and that guy is a security guard. He doesn't know that you can turn back time. and this sort of behavior can be frowned upon. You were being disruptive. For a good reason, mind you, but he doesn't know that. I was so glad when Principal Wells stepped in to shoo David away. Then I made the possibly fatal decision to inform Principal Wells that I saw Nathan waving a gun in the bathroom. I didn't think I should mention the girl. Oh, you didn't think you should mention the girl, Maxine? I'm not helping on Maxine, I'm helping on her particular decision in this particular case. There is a distinction, fine though it may seam. I do not want to corner myself into not being able to criticize her decisions, because that will be completely asinine, especially since I am involved in these decisions. To a large extent. Not hating on her is mostly just not considering her as a human being to be horrible and insulting her for just, existing, and based on that. It's not that I can say that she has made a mistake or hasn't necessarily thought things through, etc. How is this? Do we believe in a substrate completely devoid of any attributes? Well, I won't necessarily. No. This isn't even about the substrate, nor any possible attributes of the substrate. By which I mean, it's not necessarily that I'm exclusively going to limit myself to not criticizing Maxine as a shapeless blob devoid of any qualities, because that's really simple to accomplish. Such things possibly don't exist, and it's. I won't necessarily just harp on her having all those horrible qualities, but as far as her actions and decisions are concerned, I think I should allow myself to criticize them. Otherwise, I'll have basically nothing to talk about. Or I'll have to exclusively praise her for making decisions, which would be ludicrous as well. Anyway, I have made the decision. I've made the decision in her shoes. I do believe we kind of have to trust institutions. If we she's not exactly Light Yagami, guys. She's got much more in common with Patrick Bateman over here. As in, she is not necessarily particularly competent at using her powers, as far as I can. How do I know that? I've just used it once. She's not competent in much of anything, so I can't imagine her being competent at using her powers. Can't imagine her being particularly competent in anything. And my goodness, she's got world-altering. How does this work, actually? I mean, think of it this way. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but that's... I mean, let me enjoy myself. Think of it this way. Either there can only physically be a single person with this power, or not. If that's not the case, we are entering Bizarro World very quickly. How would that work if there were more people capable of rewinding time? Now, I guess it wouldn't be that weird, it's just that she could herself be rewound and would never experience that. No, actually, it's perfectly logically consistent. It's just kind of horrible, but it is logically consistent, I guess. You could have some sort of an arbiter. Well, no. The world is an arbitrating system for situations where there would be any sort of conflict, and presumably someone starts the rewinding process and everything just stops, and presumably you can't have two people start rewinding at the exact same time, whatever. But another possibility entirely is that, like in the Groundhog Day, she kinda is God. After all, it seems that if she decides it, the world doesn't just continue existing on its merry way. It's not that she's going back in time, or is it? It's that she rewinds time, so the world heads back. She can yank it all the way back. Now that is an ungodly amount of power for one little girl. Well, you know, a young woman, as one might argue. And yet, here we are. Anyway, I didn't think I should mention the girl. Once again, I question this decision because what I saw there was absolutely, it was blackmail on one hand. It was, oh my goodness, what was the other term I was looking for? Come on. She was trying to extort him, yes, blackmail, extortion, intimidation, humiliation, harassment. Quite a few very horrible terms. You'd think that would make some sort of an impression on her, but all she saw was the guy eventually pulling out a gun and, turning that smile upside down, I guess. Turning the situation around to his own benefit and then killing the girl. Once again, not that necessarily, killing people left or right is the solution to life's problems. I mean, it is a solution, not that there's the proper ethical solution to problems, but at the same time, to just see it as the guy being a monster and perceiving no context around that is kind of annoying, because that's not what happened. That's impoverishing our perception of reality to an incredible extent, to just overlook that important bit. I didn't think I should mention the girl and my new rewind abilities for obvious reasons. I understand not mentioning the rewind abilities. Why didn't you mention the girl? Oh, he whipped out his gun. Just like that. He just hopped into the girl's bathroom, whipped out his gun, and did what exactly? No, there's context missing. He didn't want to believe me and almost made me feel like shit for telling him that. Sorry, no, she uses punctuation. To her credit, she actually uses punctuation. Thank goodness for that. You're awesome, Maxine. For telling him that Blackwell's most big fucking deal student would carry a firearm to class. I couldn't tell him that he actually killed a girl in the previous timeline. Not all those wonder are lost. Some of them are simply drunk. Books returned with the... Oh, that's unfortunate. So my school day started with an apocalyptic dream, then ended with saving a life and discovering I have some kind of power to rewind time. I don't know how to top that. There must be some sort of an amusing quip about something that one would allege is even better, but isn't actually. Let's read about the principal. I can't figure out where Principal Wells is coming from. For some reason, he seems to be suspicious of me at all times. You can literally warp reality. I mean, he can't know that. Who knew I was that much trouble? He wanted to know why I was zoning out in the halls. I stuttered like a fool. Steady, Vestin, steady. He has so much power over my scholarship, I get uber nervous around him. I've seen him laughing with other teachers and students, so I know he must have a problem with me. He also seems a little stressed out. I would be too if I had to oversee Blackwell and all its drama. I thought I smelled alcohol on his breath, but that could have been his cologne, right? But I remember my first meeting in his office, and he was so nice. It made me feel like I was becoming part of a special world. He said he hoped I would become a great photographer and someday return the favor to Blackwell. I thought that was a bit of wishful thinking, but it made me feel good. I just need to lay low around him until I can somehow gain his trust. That's a particularly, not to say surprisingly, lucid observation. Makes perfect sense. Okay, he seems distrustful of her. Why? He doesn't know of her secret powers. You're not the boss of me! Okay, that attitude might not necessarily get you far. Max. Right, let's get out of here and actually do something. Oh, a missing person post. Ah, yes, of course. We can jog around the tiniest of bits. Do we have a mini-map? Map. Ah, yes, we also have a list of photographs to take. This is not the list of photographs, is it? Nope. Well, that is a photograph, I guess. We have a list of things we have seen. Fascinating. This is the list of photographs, okay. We presumably ought to take them. Photograph of a man with a... Well, isn't that the teacher? Shouldn't we have taken that already? Oh dear, have I made a mistake? Okay, look at that.
Rachel Amber. She looks so hopeful and pretty. I wonder what happened to her.
So do I. Plenty of missing posters that we have seen around. All around. That was just the screen returning to its natural habitat, so to speak. Okay, now you're overdoing it, people. Seriously, I understand that she's missing, but what on earth?
Posters over posters? Somebody really wants to find Rachel Amber.
Okay, so I'm not just seeing this. Apparently this is really going on. Apparently they really have a poster next to a poster on top of a poster of missing Amber. Why? We get it. You can have a single wonder. You're not getting any more information across by having more of these. You're not making any progress.
I would so be there if a Sasquatch actually did battle a Razorback.
I bet you would. Best size in Arcadia Bay. Okay. Here's Hayden. I can interact with anyone and everyone. Who do I want to interact with? Here is the map. Dormitories here, athletic field. Main building over here. This is the main building, obviously. Oh, Blackfoots. Should I talk to Miss Grant? She's nearby. Anything else to interact with? Can I interact with the squirrel? Gray squirrel. I have mentioned gray squirrels. Obviously. Yes. America. Gray squirrels. Hello. What have we here? Look at her. Look at her. Max, look.
Miss Grant sure is dedicated to that petition.
What is the petition?
Hi, Miss Grant.
Excuse me, Max. I know everybody loves being asked to sign a petition. But would you do Miss Grant a favor and hear me out?
Go ahead.
Sure, I always have time for you. What's the petition?
David Matson, our chief of security, wants to put surveillance cameras all around the campus. Halls, classrooms, gym, dorm rooms, etc. Blackwell Academy should be a high school, not a high-security penitentiary.
Could have helped Rachel. You can say that, Maxine, but you'll have to rewind if you do that. Hey, imagine this. Here we have a hypothetical scenario of a girl being shot in the bathroom. Maybe if we put cameras in the bathroom, the issue will be resolved. Yes, but on the other hand, that will be a huge invasion of privacy. So, what do we value more? Security or people's privacy? Well, that's a tough one. That is a tough one indeed. And do we just base that on a single precedent of one guy in an alternate reality? Mind you, in this one it didn't happen. Whipping out a gun and killing a girl after being harassed nigh unto death. I have no idea how I got my wires crossed, but the girl in the bathroom was not Rachel Amber, obviously. If you put a security camera there, will it stop that girl? Or will it just stop that guy from retaliating? With deadly falls. Against threats. Is that a drone? That's not a surveillance drone, I gather. I hope. I'm glad everything is frozen on this screen. Okay. So, I can complain about the security guy. Yeah, gosh darn that security guy. I hate the security guy. He's, so trying to protect the students by being suspicious of all sorts of activities. That's crazy. I really believe that people deserve their privacy and we shouldn't have cameras mounted everywhere in our academy. We need to be able to walk our halls, and if bad things happen, then so be it. That's the price we have to pay. There was this girl that kinda died, but I rewound time. Is there really a good answer over here? Rachel Amber is missing and has been missing for a while. I am horribly confused here, I guess. The only answer that actually sides with mounting the cameras is the one that admits that she can rewind time. No, it doesn't. Ironic, because if I say that, I will almost inevitably have to rewind time. I guess I'll say... Something has occurred to me, not that recently. I could... It's not going to sound particularly flattering if I say it this way, but something has occurred to me not so recently. I can rewind time. Yeah, no kidding, Vested. I can rewind time, and therefore, every time I'm presented with dialogue options, I should pick each one, rewind, pick all the other ones, hear all the dialogue options, and then choose. After hearing the reactions, obviously. So, let's begin by going for the most crazy of options. What is wrong with me?
I guess cameras could have helped Rachel. I can see both sides.
You're fair-minded, Max. And we all pray Rachel is found safe and sound, bless her soul.
No, Rachel Amber.
But
Rachel
this
Amber.
petition isn't about her.
Rachel Amber.
Blackwell Academy has a noble heritage. From the Native Americans who founded this land
With no
to
security
the
cameras.
pioneers who shared it in peace, not fear and violence.
Oh yes, the pioneers sharing the land in peace. But hey, whatever you want to say about the pioneers, they didn't have security cameras, now did they? They didn't invade people's privacy, one might. Blackwell is that old, you know a lot of the Native Americans. You know what, that's making things personal, what's the point? Blackwell is that old, that can hit me about the cat. Okay. Oh no! Ancient Indian burial ground, it all makes sense!
The Native Americans?
The tribes who were here first, who welcomed the settlers. Both cultures found a mutual symbiosis and thrived. Now, before I assign you homework with this lecture, will you please sign the petition to keep our campus from going back to 1984?
Are we seriously buying this narrative? They just lived happily ever after? I mean... Do I sign the petition? You know, I'm a loose cannon over here. I'm a maverick, I'm an unknown quantity and quality. If you all say, Bruce Wayne, do you really want cameras everywhere? You kinda don't. Because you want to operate from the shadows and set things right. But on the other hand, is this what we want and need and like? Do we want vigilantism as a solution to literally everything? Or should we perhaps set some institutions in place to resolve the problems we might have? On the other hand, aren't we allowing for horrible overreach if we go down this path? Because atrocious things have happened in the name of security. Don't they always? I mean, tyrants rarely just say that they want to do bad things, quite explicitly, and then do bad things. Most of the time they tell you that what they want to do is good, don't they? Am I against cameras? I don't know if I'm against cameras. I can't make up my mind. What do I even know? Am I against cameras? Well, do I want to displease the lady? How agreeable am I? Well, I as a person am not particularly agreeable. Do I actually agree with the camera idea personally? That is an important and interesting question. Because there's Maxine, obviously, we have to take her into consideration. But on the other hand, I personally don't know how I feel about this. Now, it would be all too easy to just say that I absolutely support all sorts of things related to personal liberty, independence, etc. And the last thing I need is some sort of a police state. But on the other hand, especially on an American campus, where people could hypothetically have firearms, these sorts of things might prove to be somewhat helpful, especially considering, yeah, there are quite a few challenges facing these sorts of campuses. My goodness, issues to do with drugs, with gangs, with guns, with knives, all sorts of horrible things that may be present to a significantly lesser extent in other areas. Now, this seems to be a reasonably innocent art academy. People over here aren't going to be particularly horrifying, gruesome, and violent. Fine, I'm signing the petition, but I am going to rewind.
Absolutely. I don't mind security, but not pure surveillance.
I knew you were my favorite new student at Blackwell for a good reason.
This action will have consequences. Oh no, it won't! Go back. But Max, the action is marked so far back. Hold shift to rewind faster. Okay, this... Look, I could I know... I mean, I can read, I know that I could hold shift. But all the same... I don't know what to make of this. I'm worried that hypothetically, if I take my sweet time discussing a given thing, I could hypothetically run out of time to be able to rewind the event. But then again, the last thing I need is to not be able to monologue, to soliloquize. to soliloquize on the subject matter. Zip past it, Maxine. We need to go through every dialogue option. Zip past, Maxine, zip past. Go back. The good news is I won't put you through this process every single time I rewind. Go back. And let me tell you, I'm going to rewind quite a few times in this playthrough. Okay, stop. Hello.
Hi, Miss Grant.
Excuse me, Max. I know everybody loves being asked to sign a petition. But would you do Miss Grant a favor and hear me out?
No.
Well, I'm kind of in a rush right now. I don't really have the time.
Too bad. Serious things are taking place at Blackwell, and they affect you most of all. Come back and see me when you do have time. Promise?
No.
Hi, Miss Grant.
Excuse me, Max.
I will presumably
I know everybody loves being
start
asked to sign a
skipping
petition.
these
But
very
would you do
soon.
Miss Grant a favor and hear me out?
Wait a minute, are you talking about yourself in third person? That's a worrying
Sure,
sign.
I always have time for you. What's the petition?
David Madsen, our chief of security.
David Madsen.
David Madsen doesn't need another excuse to harass students here.
Max, this isn't about personalities. This is about protecting civil rights and our school's legacy of freedom. Blackwell Academy has a noble heritage, from the Native Americans who founded this land to the pioneers who shared it in peace, not fear and violence.
Yeah, fine, you know a lot.
You know a lot about Blackwell for being the science teacher.
Science is history, Max. And I have a secret wish to teach local lore and legends. There's a lot of unique facts about this you might really enjoy discovering.
I would, tell me about
Now,
the
before I
forest.
assign you homework with this lecture, will you please sign the petition to keep our campus from going back to 1984?
What if I say no?
Miss Grant, I totally respect your passion and knowledge, but some security cameras make me feel a little safer.
I'm not against security, Max. We should all be concerned when private space becomes public. Your generation has been tricked to think everything should be recorded.
She is a photographer, though. It's what she does. She records things.
Hi, Miss Grant.
Excuse me, Max.
Sure,
David Matz.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I get why school should be on high alert these days, but cameras in the dorm rooms.
It's a slippery slope, and it's up to you and your classmates to stand up here. Blackwell Academy has a noble heritage.
Wait.
From the Native Americans
How
who
have
founded
I
this land
not-
to the pioneer.
How have I missed out on that? In dorm rooms, in particular, that is, you have those. I mean, I get the argument. It doesn't change that much whether it's over here on the dorms. It is a slippery slope indeed.
Blackwell is that old? That's incredible.
You should learn a little history about your alma mater. You'll find some fascinating facts. There's a lot of power in this region. I think it helps the creative juices flow around here. Now, before I assign you homework with this lecture, will you please sign the petition to keep our campus from going back to 1984?
Sure.
Absolutely. I don't mind security, but not pure surveillance.
I knew you were my favorite new student at Blackwell for a good reason.
This action will have consequences. I wonder how many people will die because of this. You know, I could... For all I know, I might get assaulted in the dorm, and because I didn't sign the petition, they might not have cameras over there to actually demonstrate that anything may happen. Anything and everything. Horrible things. Might just benefit... You get my flash time. I need it from this place, huh? Sorry, running late. Insane day. I'll meet you in the lot. Looking cool, you'll see. My camera will be ready. See you shortly. I hope so. Can you get my flash drive? And where would that be? But yes, I'm supposed to meet him in the lot. I know, but I have so much to do, so much to discover.
Okay, I better get to my dorm and grab that flash drive.
Gotcha. Oh, he left it there, huh? I see. But but people, I need to talk to people. I need to read everything. Okay, just don't talk to people. Look at them. Good life advice, excellent. Just don't interact with people. Just perceive them.
There's Hayden in his Vortex Club harem. He sure is living the dream.
I see. Wait a minute. And where are the domes exactly? To the left, to the right? Well, hold on. There was a signpost over there. That can guide me. They are... What, to the west? I don't know cardinal directions over here. Where does moss grow? Where's moss? Whatever. Here's Brooke. Look at her.
Brooke actually has a drone?
Can we talk to... Let's talk to Brooke. She's seemingly one decent character.
Hi, Brooke.
By
Let me
decent, I
guess.
mean intelligent.
You want to fly my drone?
No. I will make it illegal. I don't want to fly your drone. I just wanted to talk to you. Sheesh. It hasn't even occurred to me that you have this drone, and therefore I might want to... The only reason I might want to talk to you is to fly your damn drone. No! And the only options I have are to upset her and to explain to her that actually, yes, I am only talking to her because I want to use her. Sheesh. Is there no place for pleasantries over here? Come on.
Is that really yours? Is that even legal?
Of course. Nobody knows about it yet.
Isn't it considered a weapon of war?
You read too many conspiracy sites. This might be too complicated for you. Funny. Warren said you were smart. Please, step back.
It's not that kind of drone, Maxine, you moron! Okay, be kind. Supposed to be nice to Maxine. Okay, fine, enough. I mean, yeah, that is a smidgen too abusive, isn't it? No.
I'm almost sure Warren has the same bag. It looks a bit nerdy, though.
Max. You're breaking my heart here. It's not the only organ you're breaking.
Oh, that's not nice. Poor little otter.
Yes, that's a very violent depiction. Look at those butts.
Ooh, gross. At least switch to e-cigs.
No, this is more retro. You know, like your damn camera.
They sure get a lot of mileage out of otter power.
Is that what they get mileage out of? Look.
Otter power? I'm so not there.
You know, reading things left to right might have been preferable. Because then it would provide me with...
And this is where the otters perform their aquatic magic.
It would provide me much needed context. I would start here, there, and finally would end up with, well, they should get a lot of mileage out of that slogan. I aim to misbehave, do you? This is the swimming pool. Fair enough. What do we have here? That's a signpost.
Posters over posters? Somebody really wants to find Rachel Amber.
No kidding.
I'm sure this poster has stopped millions of bullies.
Too much information. Be here now. Multitasking keeps you busy, but not alive. Social media is no replacement for reality. Come visit the Buddhist Center. Bully much? No bully thinks they're a bully, so think about that before you bully. If you think you're becoming a bully, please go to www.bullyforyou.org. We'll stand up for you. You'll stand up for me if I think I'm becoming a bully? Why would... What, in the name of... Looking to join fellow Christians to read and discuss? Thanks and God bless. Halt! Halt.
Now I have to go back to the dorm. This day never ends.
Max, I mean, from my point of view, the day has just begun. Tree. Yes, observe the... Sit? No. You can sit under a tree, I guess. My goodness, so many gray squirrels. I'm fascinated by them. Hold on, so you can sit under that tree, but you can't sit under this tree? Why? What's the deal with what's the deal with that tree? Or this tree, for that matter? Should I... Wait, that's gonna break. That's totally gonna break. Oh my goodness, so many things to do, so many people to see. Can actually
Can't go that way.
Why? What's stopping you? You know what? Fine, Maxine. Fine, we're not going that way. Let's pretend I never wanted to go that way anyway. I understand. Yeah, we are supposed to go flash drive, etc. This is an adventure game. I need to see everything, talk to everyone.
I've never seen so many missing persons posters for the same person.
Yeah, please don't tell me that time actually, you know, genuinely just
I
flies.
could go for a burger now.
That is a tasty burger. On a quest for magic and adventure? Roll the 20-sided dice! Join Blackwell Science Gamers Group every Wednesday, Blackwell Science Lounge at 3:15 p.m. Weekly games to be announced. Please have knowledge of basic gaming rules and etiquette. Cosplay and women welcome. Now that is wishful thinking if I've ever seen one. As if wishful thinking, you know, was countable. Perfect. If I've ever seen any. Hungry? The Two Whales Diner. Oregon's best burger. Excellent, of course. She's not even going to remark on this. Come on. This is just depressing.
There's Justin and his skater posse. They're so cute doing their tricks.
No, they're not. Maxine thinks they are. And if I'm Maxine, I think they are. Can I actually roll with this? They seem to be rolling with it. I don't know. I don't know how much I'm supposed to influence her, how much she is supposed to influence me. It is a give and take relationship.
Daniel is always drawing something. He makes me look like an extrovert.
Okay. Look, this is a good strategy in principle. Find a person that's even more socially awkward and introverted than you are, and then assert your damn dominance by being more extroverted. Yeah! Hey there!
What's up, Daniel?
Oh, hi Max. Could I ask you a question? Would you mind letting me sketch you? I do put my sketches on Facebook though.
I'd be honest, fatty. I'd be
honored,
honored.
Daniel. Makes me feel like a muse.
Funny you should say that. I was just thinking about my real muse. Rachel Amber.
I'm sorry, what? He kidnapped her and locked her up in his basement! Oh no! He ate her, that explains everything! Oh god. Start drawing now. Heart of what? Oh my... I've just noticed my heart spike. Yes! Clearly this is horrifying. Okay, I'll go through all the options.
Hard to avoid her posters all over campus.
Kills me to see her sweet face used as a crime photo. She had a good heart.
And how do you know that? You knew her?
You knew her?
No, but once she asked me to draw her portrait. Oh, she was a natural.
So what happened to her? There's gotta be a story.
She just stopped coming to class. Some people said she ran away. Some say she jumped off a cliff. I just hope she's okay.
Okay. Why don't you start drawing me? Even though I must be a step down from Rachel.
No way. You're a good substitute, Muse.
Gee, thanks.
Oh, that's a good posture. Good. Good.
You could try looking. I don't know. She could crack a smile and.
Best portrait ever.
This action will have. What do you mean will have got? You know, I dread to think. I sincerely dread to imagine. Because at this point, I don't know what type of game this is. This could have a variety of implications. From the cutest and most innocent and wonderful to the most dire and disgusting. I honestly don't know and I worry. Well, I love the fact that I have a mind that I will contemplate such horrifying possibilities.
Clever.
Vortex Club sucks. Yes, it does indeed. Not gonna take a photo of that, are you? This is Luke. What we have here is
That's
a...
Luke Parker. Zachary pushed him into a locker last week. Go bully.
What we have here is a failure to communicate.
Hello?
Max, I don't feel like talking.
I'm sorry. Listen, if you really don't want to talk, I can refuse to talk, but I'm going to have to rewind time to do that, okay? Look, I want to help, and instead of being cowardly, I should have done something. I should have intervened, but that's not
What's
Maxine,
wrong?
that's not me.
Ethan Prescott, little rich bitch kid. He thinks he can own people like his parents own Blackwell. Like he owns the Vortex Club.
Yes, he's a nasty piece of work.
You know him.
I busted him. Yes, Maxine, admit to doing that. As publicly as humanly possible. I'm sure this can only have positive consequences for your existence.
I busted him today with a gun.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, that guy
I
is
saw
a
him
loose
with a gun
cannon.
around today, and I went to the principal. We'll see what happens next.
You are my new hero. Finally, karma comes to Blackwell.
Listen, you be careful out there, buddy.
That's Luke Parker. Zachary pushed him into a locker last.
I'm glad you told me that, Max. Let's talk later. Cool?
Okay, I've informed Max of my snitching activities. That's great. These people are nobodies, they don't have names, and I do not care about them. What is this?
Evan's portfolio always looks so uber pro. I'd love to see his photos in there. I think his name is Evan. He always looks so intense.
Just go ahead and talk to him. Let's see what we can figure out.
Hey, Evan. Mind if I check out your cool portfolio?
Let's see if you're worthy of it, Max. You'll have to answer a simple question. Who photographed the famous falling soldier?
Guess what? I am going to be able to answer that question because I have as many tries as humanly possible. I have no idea what that even looks like.
Isn't it Robert Doisneau?
Oh my. You can't even tell the difference between street photography and photojournalism. No portfolio peak for you.
Oh, she looks so distraught. Well, joke's on you! I can turn back time for petty reasons! Hey, Evan. You little...
Hey, Evan.
Let's see if you're worthy.
It's going to be Steve.
Steve McCurry?
Unless he could travel back in time. McCurry was born 5 years after the falling soldier picture. McCurry also shoots in color. In other words, no portfolio.
You know what? I don't even want to see your stupid portfolio. I'd presumably know the answer if I knew anything about the subject
Hey,
matter.
Evan.
Let's see if you're worthy.
And I don't appreciate his attitude. Kappa.
Robert Capa, of course. I love his work, despite the controversy about that photo.
My. This quiet child knows things.
That's why I'm here.
You're a kindred spirit, Max. Would you care for a perusal of my portfolio? It's not a privilege I grant to many.
I'd be honored, sir.
What does he say if you give the first wrong answer on the left?
Hey, Evan.
Let's see.
Gotta be Eugene Smith.
Well, they both were famous war photographer images, but you should know the difference. Good try. Wrong answer.
You know, the amazing part, well, maybe not that amazing, is
Hey,
that
Evan.
the right answer
Let's see if you're...
was the right answer.
Robert Capa, of course. I love his work, despite the controversy about that photo.
My. This quiet child knows things.
That's why I'm here.
You're a kindred spirit, Max. Would you care for a perusal of my portfolio? It's not a privilege I grant to many.
I'd be honored, sir.
Let's have a
These
gander.
photos are great. And Rachel Amber's face is mesmerizing.
Rachel Amber again? What on earth is with you people and Rachel Amber? Why?
Hi, Evan.
As you can see, Rachel Amber was my favorite model here. She knew exactly what angles worked best with my eye.
You were close.
You were close.
Like brother and sister in arms, she understood me, never judged me. I hated her Vortex Club clique, but she never acted like she cared. Her friends were her friends.
What do you think happened to her?
Nothing good, Max. Nothing good.
How do you know?
Sorry. I have to get back to my portfolio.
No, I think I'll check the other option. No! Stop!
These photos are great. And Rachel Amber's face is mesmerizing. These photos are great. And Rachel Amber's face is mesmerizing. Hi, Evan.
As you can see,
What was she like?
she was like Mercurial. You know what that means.
I do.
Of course I do, you snob. I know, I can be a little diva. What do you think happened to her?
Nothing good, Max. Nothing good.
Wait, can I actually talk to him again?
Sorry. I have to get back to my portfolio.
I mean, I've already
These
seen this,
photos are
yes.
great. And Rachel Amber's face is mesmerizing.
Does it
photos
actually
are
count?
great. And
Okay.
Rachel Amber's... Hi, Evan.
As you...
So let's go for you were close because
You're
that...
close.
Like brother and sister in arms, she understood me, never judged.
What do you think happened?
Nothing good.
All that doesn't tell me anything. It only tells him that he has told me. Because I will know this information regardless. So I'm only letting people know that I know. Which is arguably the worst usage of my godly powers one could possibly conceive of. I'm in a situation where I can hide information as much as I possibly want from basically everyone and anyone. And here I am, choosing to reveal it to people left and right. Oh, an exhibition panel, look at it.
Mr. Jefferson has such a gift for different styles.
Of course he does. There's a reason he's a teacher here, isn't there? He's famous. He's awesome. But you'd know that better than anyone, wouldn't you, Max? You admire him. Stella. Oh, and here's Stella talking to someone. Who would have guessed? Let's just rewind to before she was talking. Or was she always talking to someone? Whatever, let's just observe.
Stella always looks so serious and dedicated. Good for her.
Maybe we could join in on the conversation, who knows?
Hey there, Stella.
Hey, I know you. You're the new quiet girl in Jefferson's class. Isn't he incredible?
He's awesome. I'm not sure. What do you mean? Let's try all the options. Let's always try all the options. Also, I'm not the quiet girl anymore. Look at how outgoing I am. I'm talking to everyone.
I'm not sure yet. I mean, he's clearly a genius, but I don't agree with everything he says.
He does get a bit pretentious, but he's passionate and just says what he thinks. If Victoria wasn't all over him, I would definitely make a move.
But no way.
No way. You can get him so busted. And he's not going to mess around with the students.
This is the sanest thing you've
That's what you
said.
think.
Now, how do you know this?
You have a lot to learn here at Blackwell. Rachel Amber absolutely had sex with him. Well, I heard that from a good source.
Rachel? And now she's gone? I don't think I have to tell you what thoughts are coursing through my head. I think that's fairly obvious. That's patently obvious. I mean, all these sorts of things that could have happened here, and all these sorts of suspicions one might have over this teacher and his possible, quite illicit relations he might have had with the students. And have you noticed how he seems to have picked out the quiet girl that doesn't really seem to talk to others all too much, and he keeps on telling her repeatedly that she's got this special talent? That is arguably worrying, considering the information we have heard, although what we have heard over here can absolutely be atrocious slander. This is a rumor. A silly little rumor, and you know who would have some interest in spreading such rumors? Possibly people who are interested in a given teacher, and in whom the teacher is not particularly invested emotionally, because he's a teacher and he knows better. So there are two distinct possibilities that are on the complete polar opposites. Either he's completely innocent and there are nasty girls out there spreading horrible rumors about him because they're mad, or, for all we know, something illicit is going on, or possibly, for all we know, something reasonably illicit is going on. And he doesn't actually have a murder dungeon. You knew Rachel?
So, you knew Rachel?
Not really. I saw her hanging with the other cool kids like Victoria. Not my kind of clique. But I heard insane stories about Rachel.
From whom? A reliable source. Back! Back! And yes! Hey,
Hey there, Stella.
Hey, I know you.
isn't he incredible? He's aloof.
He's aloof. He seems like he's always above you. Not like a snob, but like you don't know what's in his head.
Maybe. Mr. Jefferson just has his own style. If Victoria wasn't all over him, I would definitely make a move.
We've been hold on. No way, now that you mentioned that, Victoria. The idea repulses me, but for the sake of curiosity, of sating my sick curiosity.
Now that you mention it, he doesn't respond to Victoria's flirting. That means he has good taste.
You have a lot to learn here at Blackwell. Rachel Amber absolutely had sex with him. Well, I heard that from a good source.
And what source would that be?
Interesting. See, you learn something new every day at school.
Like I said, you have a lot to learn. Max. See you in class.
You gotta lean into this more. Lean into the statement, I mean. Make it sound more natural. I don't know.
Hey there, Stella.
Hey, I know.
Okay.
I think so. We're lucky to have such a famous teacher. And I actually love his work.
Innocent,
Me
good.
too. His New York urban stuff is great, but I'm glad he came back to his Oregon roots.
Okay.
Screw the East Coast elite. It must piss off those pretentious galleries that Mark Jefferson is teaching photography to us Blackwell Hicks. Plus, he is pretty hot for an older guy. If Victoria wasn't all over him, I would definitely make a move.
We know about Vic. I think ultimately I'm going to go with no way, but let's see how this plays out.
Victoria is pretty obvious. I don't think Jefferson is into her.
I don't think she's closed the deal, but she's not the only player.
Now, how do you know this?
You have a lot to learn here at Blackwell. Rachel Amber absolutely had sex with him. Well, I heard that from a good source.
It doesn't matter, I'm going to rewind anyway.
Interesting. See you.
Like I said,
Yeah, as far as I can tell, he has picked out Max as his next victim. Possibly.
Hey there, Stella.
I think so is a good option.
I think so.
me too.
An innocent, I think so. Oh,
If
he's a
Victoria
great
wasn't-
professional. And then we get to this. No way.
No way.
That's what you think.
Now,
You have a lot.
so you knew Rachel?
Not really. I saw her hanging with the other cool kids like Victoria. Not my kind of clique. But I heard insane stories about Rachel.
All right. That was a good conversation. Okay, can we have a follow-up?
I'd like to study this photo if you don't mind.
No, that's cool. We gotta find out what happened to that girl. Maybe we should talk to everyone, I don't know. Ooh, I found coins. Toss a coin into the... Can my dad be okay? You guys are retarded. Please find me a boyfriend for prom. Please go ahead and kill me. You guys are... That's not how you make a wish. Thanks for the coins, bitches.
This is a great image. All those rippling green coins. I hope everybody got their wish.
Look, if you... Snap a pic.
This is a great image. All those rippling green coins. I hope everybody got their wish.
You can sit over here by the fountain, or you can sit by the tree. Where do you wish to sit? Do you talk with this guy? Do you talk with Hayden? Not that you necessarily have to ingratiate yourself with him, but you know, you could have a conversation. You could also insist on using the drone. Yes, you can also snoop in people's belongings, obviously. But just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do it. In principle, is there anyone I shouldn't talk to? No, this doesn't make sense. I can turn back time. If the social situation turns out to be awkward, I can always just rewind and we will have never talked to begin with. There's no reason not to have a conversation. My goodness, if I could do that, I would have conversations myself.
Hey, Hayden.
There she is, the retro selfie master.
That's me, all right. You look relaxed as usual, Hayden.
It's a skill one cultivates at Blackwell, especially when one represents the Vortex Club. Not to boast.
No, sure not. Tell me about Nathan. Why does he wield a gun?
Do you really want Nathan Prescott to represent?
Oh, please. Nathan is like everybody's voodoo doll. Kill the rich kid. He's all right and a fun guy to hang with. Fuck the haters.
He seems unstable to me.
He seems genuinely unstable to me.
Nate has his extreme moments, but don't we all?
I don't know yet, Hayden. What the hell is the Vortex Club anyway? It seems so elitist.
Only if you're not cool enough to get in. And it doesn't hurt your resume.
If you say so.
I do. But you should actually come hang with us one night, then you wouldn't be so inclined to gossip.
hang with the Vortex Club? Yes, he's inviting you to join. As you can see, it's not such a horrible group of people. And you just had to talk nicely to one guy and you're suddenly invited. They're not monsters. They're just college kids hanging out.
You mean hang with the Vortex Club? That sounds like a setup to a horrible prank.
Chillax, paranoia girl. We're not that desperate for fun. We know how to do that on our own.
It seems weird to think about partying with all those Rachel Amber posters up.
What, you're gonna
You're
just...
high. Rachel used to hang out with us too. She was a blast. Smart, not bitchy like, you know.
So you knew Rachel Amber?
I knew she liked to party. Fun to be around. Oh, yeah, and she was hot.
The teacher got to her. That's the sanest conclusion I can draw right now. I may be horribly unfair to the guy. He may be completely above board. And above all sorts of things. But he might not. However, just because I may have my suspicions doesn't mean I'm going to immediately assume that they are correct. But I am going to have my suspicions. I'm more confused. Wait, what? What was I even talking about? What happened to her? Did Victoria like Rachel? Victoria was in the Vortex Club. What happened to her?
What do you think happened to her?
Whatever happens to people who disappear without a trace.
This really doesn't bode well. You know, the forest just swallowing her up with its mystical powers seems increasingly more like the good ending for her.
Did Victoria like Rachel? She seems like the jealous type.
Don't think you know Victoria so well. She respected Rachel, even if she didn't act like it.
There we go. Okay, so she may be somewhat mean, but that doesn't mean that she's just a horrible, hateful person with no redeeming qualities. She's just mean as a part of her personality. Fair enough. That happens.
Rachel was actually a member of the Vortex Club?
No. Rachel was like her own club. She was actually too cool for us. And I'll deny I ever said that.
I'm more confused than before. It's such a mystery. Let's talk later, Hayden.
That it is, Max. Now, I have to get my chemical on and study. We should get you and Dana out one night.
See? You talk to the guy and suddenly it turns out he's not the sort of person you may presume he is. Yeah, he belongs to the Vortex Club. So what? They're people. They're not scary and mean. But of course you may assume the worst about them if you just observe them from the distance and, make up stories about them in your own head. Without verifying these implicitly. I hate everything about this guy from the... What did I just say about making assumptions?
There's Justin and his skater posse. They're so cute doing their tricks.
Okay, so in my heart of hearts, which people seem more horrible to me? The guys from the Vortex Club or the skater guys?
Yo, Justin.
Check out the Max. Come to thrash?
Oh yeah. What do you mean? Ride the skateboard, presumably? Okay, Max, be clueless, girl.
Thrash? You mean stage diving or...
You're such a poser. If you can't even name a simple nose slide or a tray flip, you should walk on.
You can talk to him again. Do I want to? The guy Guy seems like a grade A douchebag. It's the worst combination of traits. He's pretentious and he's a loser. I certainly hope that's not too much of an indictment.
Yo, Justin.
Check out the mat.
I came to no slide. No, let's just go with good old step on. Let's just say, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah? Bring it.
What's your first move gonna be?
Jump?
You're such a poser.
I know everything about everything. How dare you question me? I am a goddess incarnate.
We're done talking. You're too sketchy. We're done talking. You're too sketchy.
We haven't even begun.
We're done talking. You're too sketchy.
We haven't had this conversation. What the hell?
There's Justin and his skater posse.
We're done talking. You're too sketchy.
I mean, I knew the... What? For all I know, as far as I can tell, it's just a glitch.
Seriously, I have to study for a test now, so I can't talk now.
Okay. But surely... No, this makes no sense. Will I rewind before the conversation with this guy? Precisely. This is bizarre. Rewind before that, had to redo it.
You're too sketchy.
We haven't even started. We've never had this conversation. What on earth? I don't get it. And I had the perfect response. I had it right there. Talked to him the first time. Got the response that was necessary. Didn't give it because I wanted to go through all the options. And now it's impossible. How and why? Well, I guess that's one group I'm not going to ingratiate myself with. Not that I'm necessarily missing out on literally anything. I could play with Brooke's drone. Why would I want to play with her drone? I don't want your stupid drone. Do I have to play with your stupid drone? Do I sit under the tree in the Is that relevant to anything? Should I go to the parking lot? Will Warren be there? Should I go to the dome first? If I go to talk to Warren before I go over there, does that make a difference? If you sit down over here, does that pass time?
This day has been so insane. Everything is happening too fast. And none of it makes any sense. These visions, this power.
Yes, embrace it!
I keep expecting to wake up one more time.
No, Maxie, no.
But if this is a dream, then I'm not asleep.
You're the one controlling it.
Which means somehow I did rewind time. So there has to be a reason. And I have to find out why.
That is a good point. Why do you have this power? Max, you're passing time, which is a precious commodity. You were supposed to get the USB drive. Max? The mechanics of this are straightforward. She sits down, tells me what she thinks, then goes silent once she's done. There's no benefit to not doing it, other than saving time. I love these little moments because they let me understand Max better. I do want to know how she feels and what she thinks. Despite whatever I've said, I genuinely care. Oh, right.
I bet the Blackwell founders would shit cats if they saw today's student body walking around like zombies on their phones.
I just want to graduate. We can move back time a bit. To what exactly? Fine. As long as you don't rewind past an event, it doesn't matter.
We're done talking. You're too sketchy.
I could go to the parking lot, but I don't have the No, fine. You know what? What if you sit under the tree? Does it pass too much time? I want to sit under the tree! No, you know what? Let's get the USB drive first. Let's get the USB drive and then sit under the tree. Get the USB drive, go to Warren, give him the USB drive. How does time pass in this game? If I choose to sit under a tree, is this a mistake I will never be able to atone for?
I need to go there and grab Warren's flash drive.
Yeah, I get it. Left mouse button to go over there. What about the lot? Can you just go there? You know what, fine. Press left, and we have left this area. That was quite productive, wasn't it? I've signed a petition, found a glitch, talked to everyone, discovered more about Rachel Amber, and cooked up wild theories, including a personal favorite of mine, the ancient Indian burial ground hypothesis. Join in search of the precious flash drive in the next episode of my Life is Strange playthrough. Thanks for watching, and you'll see me elsewhere.